Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I was approached by Arteza, an art supply company, and asked would I do some reviews on some of their products. And of course I said yes, because you know that I love art supplies. Now, as you know, I don't do a lot of reviews. I try to do maybe 1-2 reviews a month at the most. I like doing tutorials for you guys, but every now and then I like to do a review on a product that maybe we don't sell, which this is a product that we don't sell, because there may be somebody out there that is looking at these products to purchase and they want an honest review to see how the product works, to see how it performs versus other products and that kind of thing. I know when I start to purchase a product from a company, I do that. I look at the reviews. I'll go on YouTube and see if anybody has done some reviews on it there, and then that determines whether I purchase the product or not. So we will do, they sent me a ton of product, and I will do a review on as many of them as I possibly can, but I wanted you to see and you get the feel of how some of these products work. So let's get into what they sent first, and then we will open them up and play with them a little bit and see how they perform. So the first thing they sent me is these miniature brushes. It's 15 of them, and as you can see, they are teeny tiny, but I wanted this because I have tons of these larger brushes, but I wanted some small brushes that you could use in some very, very intricate areas, and some that you could even write with if you wanted to. So we're going to try those out. Then they sent me the 48 Real Brush pens. Now these, if some of you out there have the Zig brush pens, these are similar to those, and I don't have those, but we're going to kind of compare. And it does say that it includes water brush pens, so you get a water brush pen in here as well. These are Unique Colors blendable water-based ink, so you should be able to put some color down and then use the water brush and blend it. So these are all the colors. They give you all the colors on the back. It's a beautiful set. Alright, so that's that. Then they sent me the 60 gel pens. You know how much I love gel pens, and I'm always looking for a good gel pen to use in my art journals and in my coloring, that kind of thing. So these are 7 classic, 9 pastel, 6 rainbow, 6 neon, 10 metallic, 12 glitter, 10 fluorescent. They're the 0.8 through 1.0 millimeter tips, acid-free, non-toxic. So that looks fun. Oh my goodness, look at that. We can do some Zentangle with that, can't we? Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I don't know who does their artwork for their packages, but their packages are absolutely gorgeous. Then I got the 72 fine liners, and oh my goodness, I think I'm most excited about these. I love a good fine liner pen. This is Unique Colors 0.4 millimeter line, so the tip is 0.4 millimeter. Triangular shape, water-based ink. And look at all of these colors. Is that not gorgeous? So there is that. So you have 3 layers of these. Isn't that beautiful? I cannot wait to play around with these and see how they perform. Now they are, and I'll get into a little bit more about the tips and all that kind of thing, but as you can see, they're a triangular shape, but that fits fine on my finger. I don't have a problem with that. But look at that tip. That is going to be very nice to work with in our art. Alright, so we've got that. And then they sent me 60 acrylic colors, and this is in the acrylic paints. These are all the colors that are in here. Now, as you know, I don't do a lot of acrylic painting, and most of it that I do, I don't put on here. I do the acrylic painting for myself a lot, but I love to play around with acrylic paints. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They're fun to play with, and I love how they usually blend. So that's kind of the blues and the purples. And then here is your yellows and flesh tone colors, looks like, and then your titanium white. Here is, I guess these are your, well, this is your yellows. This is some more different color yellows. Then here are your greens in there. Here are more greens, and I love how they have the color on there really plain so you can see it. They also have the light fastness. These little 3 stars is the light fastness of each color. If it's 3 stars, it's over 100 years that it could be light fast, and 1 star is 25, I think, to 75. 2 is maybe 75 up to 100, but that, I like how they put that on there. A lot of companies don't, and you have to kind of look it up and guess at it. So as you can see, this one has 2 stars, so that means it's in the medium. It would still stay up to about 75 years, which is a long time. But, so these are your reds, coppers. So that is pretty. And then here is some more reds. There is the carmine red, the rose, all of those. And sorry if I'm getting some glare on here. And then here is your raw umber, your browns, the sangria red, your burnt sienna, those colors. And then you have your Payne's Gray, Mars Black, Gold, Cold Gray, and Silver. You have those. And then last, you have the pinks, purples, blues. Let's see what this one is. Turn it over. This is the neon pink. This is the flesh tint. I like that. A lot of them don't have flesh tint in them. And the violet. So there's some more of your colors. So it's 60 of those. I can't wait to play around with those. I will show you a little bit of the playing with those. Not a lot. I'm not an artist. I'm not a painter by any means. But I love to play around with different mediums. And I think that we can definitely use this in some of our artwork. So we will try those out. Now there will be a link below, a coupon code that you can use to get 10% off of a purchase. These products are not expensive at all. They are very inexpensive for what you get. So this is a great way to start building your art supplies is with these products since they're not expensive. And I will put the link directly to each of these products below as well as that coupon code. So let's get into playing around with these a little bit. So what I have done is I've taken some of the Distress Watercolor cardstock from Tim Holtz. You can get this 20 sheets. They're 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I've taken some of those and just some odd stamps that I have. And I'll show you in some different stages. There's one that needs a little bit of filling in on it, so I'll show you how the fine liners will work on that. And then here's one that we stamped that we'll need to do some coloring on. There's one. So I've just stamped some different images, and then look at this one. Now I stamped this on the rough side. One side of the cardstock is the rough and then the other side's smooth. I stamped this on the rough side because we're going to use the fine liners to fill this in and then complete this and make it look like it was stamped perfect the first time, hopefully. So what I will do to keep this video from being so long is I am going to put on some music and I'm going to bring all of my product in, and I'll put the names of products on the screen, that kind of thing, so you'll know what I'm using. And then we will just start playing around with this and see what happens. We're going to start out by filling up our water brush that came with these. So we're going to fill this up because we'll probably be using it. Then just screw that back on, and you can tell when the water comes out. Just squeeze a little bit if you need to. Normally you don't. We're going to start out with the Real Brush pens, and this is the pack of 48. I will have that link directly below. The first thing that you'll notice about these is they have a longer tip than the Zig. The Zig has a real short tip, but these are real bristles for a brush. I don't know about the Zig. Like I said, I don't have them, but you can see these are the real bristles. So we're going to start out with these. I love the shape of them. Seems like they hold very well. So let's see what we can do on this one. Like I said, I'm going to speed this up so this video won't be too long. Now, I will say, I love how these blend. They seem to blend very nice and easy as long as you don't let the color dry. I know I watched a video the other day. A girl was using these and she said they didn't blend well, but she was putting down a lot of color and leaving it and then coming back. And I don't know this for sure. I don't see it on the box anywhere, and I haven't looked this up exactly, but I do believe after these dry, then the color doesn't move anymore, or doesn't move as well. It might move, but it doesn't move as well. So it's good to put some color down and then go back in and try to blend it, you know, right then, and don't leave it a long time. But I love how they blend and the depth of color that you can get. It's going to take me a little while to get used to this point and it being a little bit longer, because my other ones are not quite this long. This is going to take me a little bit of time to get used to that, but your color comes out so vibrant even right at the end, so that is really good. Alright, let's go ahead and grab some browns and then finish this up. Now I will tell you one thing, these tops are on pretty good, so make sure when you put that top back on, it doesn't click, but you need to push it down as far as it'll go, so that your pen doesn't dry out. So make sure you do that. Okay, and as you can see, you can get into those little fine lines that I had in there, that little fine detail. So then we're going to get some greens and do a little bit on the leaves. So I think those did very well. I am not, like I said, I'm not an artist by any means, but I like how they colored. I like how you can use them to do your splashes with. They do really well. They blend beautifully. So all in all, I love these. Now this time I think we're going to put a little bit of color out and use our water brush to pick it up and then try to color it that way. So we'll see what happens with that one. Those seem to blend great with the water brush. You can put down as little of color or as much as you want and just blend it through. And then you can let this dry and then add more color on top of it too. I saw one of their videos that a lady had done that, and it was very, very pretty. It looked good. Okay, so that is that one. So there is that one. I think that did very well. It would have done a lot better if somebody knows how to color. But I think it turned out pretty cute. Okay, we'll lay this one aside and let that dry. And I think that's all I'm going to do with the water brush pens. I think that gives you a good idea that these work very well. They are consistent. They've got a lot of ink in them. They're very vibrant. And they have a wide variety of colors, as you can see. Got a huge variety of colors. So this is a fantastic deal. Like I said, I've not used the Zig pens, but I think these would probably outdo the Zig if you compared them apples to apples, especially with the price of these, because the price point on these is much, much less than the Zig pens. I've been wanting some of those, but I think this has changed my mind now. The price on these is not very bad at all for all that you get. You get 48 of them. Okay, this link will be below, and now we will go on to another, we'll probably go on to the fine line fine liners and work a little bit with those. Okay, as you can see, we've played around with some different colors of these pens to try to come up with a color that's close to this to fill these in. I will tell you this, the color that is on the tip is not necessarily the color that's going to come out. So you probably would need to swatch these on something that, you see it's a lot darker. Probably need to swatch these on a piece of paper that you're going to be using them on, just so that you can see the true colors. And it could be that I'm using a watercolor paper too, but I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go ahead and just fill this in. I like how, since I did it on the bumpy side, how it's getting that dark and light in there. So this just gives you an idea of the fine liners. You can even go right over this stem if you want to. So you pull that stem right in there. And keep in mind that I am working on a textured watercolor paper, so that's a big difference there. This is not just a regular paper that you stamp on. So that is it. I love how they fill that in. Even though this is a very rough texture, it filled it in and made it look, I meant to have light and dark places in there. So, and I had watched a review on these, and the lady said that she didn't like the barrel, the way it was, it has that triangular shape. I like that. It sits well on my hand, plus it didn't roll away when I put it down on my work surface. Okay, we are going to change our battery, and then we will go on and probably do a little bit of doodling with these and see how that works. Okay, you see my ugly tree and my ugly flowers? I told you I can't draw, but I love how these perform. You can do the little fine lines for the grass, that kind of thing, or you can doodle, just do whatever, and they are very vibrant. They don't skip any. Love that part. So these two pages, I guess I'll have to glue together because I don't think I can salvage either one of those. But, you know, like I said, I'm not an artist. I don't draw. So, but this is just showing you that these pens are very, very nice. Look at that. They are very nice. Okay, that is all on these. I would recommend these highly. Plus, they come in this beautiful tin where you can keep all of them together. So that's great. It's 72 of them, all different colors. So definitely recommend these highly. I will put the link to these below, as well as my discount code, so that you can get 10% off. Now we'll do a little bit of coloring with the gel pens. These are my favorite. I love gel pens. I'm just going to color a little bit on this. I may not color the whole thing in, but let's just see how they perform. This, I think, is the metallic. That pretty, and keep in mind this is on a textured cardstock too. You can see the texture there, but there is no skipping. It fills in very well. See that? Okay, so I think that gives you a good idea about these pens. 60 gel pens. These are absolutely fantastic. And if you do Zentangle, ever how you say that you could do something like that. That would be beautiful. But this is a fantastic deal on these pens. I will put the link to them below and my code so that you can get 10% off on these. Alright, these little brushes come with the little tips on them. You can keep those if you want to. I usually just toss them. But I'm going to try just a little bit of the acrylic paint with one of these brushes. I'm anxious to try these out. Okay. Alright. That is it, guys, for this review. All in all, I have not found anything that they have sent me that I didn't like. I'm going to play some more with everything, and I'll probably do a couple more videos using the products and once I get more familiar with everything. But this was just a first impression, first time I'd used them. I didn't use them before I come on camera. This is the first time I've used all of this. So all in all, I love them. Don't forget, all the links will be below, as well as my discount code to get 10% off. And we will talk to you guys later. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And when that little bell pops up, click that bell so that you'll be notified when we put up a new video. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.